Okay, let's go.
Additional information about the 1982 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent. Historical footnotes from experiment to circulation. Experimental origins. Before full adoption of the zinc core in 1982, the Mint conducted numerous trial strikes in 1981 and early 1982 using test blanks of zinc-plated copper. Some of these test pieces never reached the public, while others may have been unintentionally released, contributing to the mystery and excitement around early zinc coins. Rapid implementation timeline. The shift from copper to zinc wasn't uniform across the mints. Denver began producing zinc cents midway through 1982. Due to this rush transition, quality control issues arose, resulting in more error coins that year than usual. Metallurgical notes. Copper plating thickness. On the zinc variety, the copper plating is extremely thin, about 8 microns thick, less than the width of a human hair. This is why once the surface is scratched, zinc corrosion can rapidly degrade the coin. Planchet characteristics. Copper planchets tend to have a reddish hue, while zinc ones may appear slightly duller or have more silvery streaks, especially around the edges when worn. Coin variety recognition and identification. Die diagnostics for varieties. In the small date variety, the loop of the number 2 is narrower and higher. In a large date, the digits are bolder and more widely spaced, and the 8 is fully rounded and symmetrical. Weight identification tools. Serious collectors often invest in digital gram scales accurate to 0.01 g to distinguish copper versus zinc varieties without relying solely on appearance. Minting and error details. Die life and weak strikes. During this transition period, many 1982 D cents exhibit weak strikes or soft rims due to extended die usage, especially in zinc planchet strikes. These details help differentiate early versus late production coins. Known error types in 1982 D cents. Offsetter strikes, up to 20% off are still collectible. Clip planchets. Die cracks and cuts. Double dies, extremely rare but sought after. Market and collector impact. The collector's checklist expanded. To fully collect all 1982 D varieties, one must acquire large date copper, large date zinc, small date zinc, and if lucky, small date copper. Values and market demand. Common 1982 D zinc cents are usually worth face value to a few cents in circulated condition. High-grade zinc cents, MS67 or better, can fetch $20 to $100 plus depending on grading and market demand. The 1982 D small date copper, authenticated by PCGS or NGC, has sold for $10,000 to $18,000, depending on condition. Influence on coin design philosophy. Prelude to modern coin engineering. The 1982 transition taught the U.S. Mint valuable lessons about material efficiency, plating durability, and cost-effectiveness, leading to long-term shifts in coin production philosophy that still affect U.S. coinage today. Last hurrah for copper. The Denver Mint's final copper cent issues in 1982 represented the end of an era. Since mid-1982, all U.S. cents have used the cheaper zinc core, making the 1982 D copper issues symbolically important to collectors who value the traditional alloy. Educational importance and community involvement. Used in numismatic competitions. Numismatic clubs and coin shows often use 1982 D cents as the basis for educational challenges, asking young collectors to identify the composition and variety using only simple tools. YouTube and social media influence. The mystique around the 1982 D small date copper cent has led to thousands of videos, blogs, and social media posts from coin hunters showcasing their finds or asking for identification help, turning the coin into a symbol of hidden treasure. Fun fact: the coin that sparked a movement. The 1982 D Lincoln cent is considered by many collectors as the gateway coin into advanced numismatics. Its layers of complexity, visual, historical, and technical, often inspire casual hobbyists to begin more serious collecting, especially of error coins and die varieties. Why this coin was created? What happened? In the early 1980s, the cost of copper rose so much that it became more expensive to make a penny than the penny was worth. People even started melting pennies for their metal value. What did the U.S. Mint do? To solve this, the U.S. Mint tested new, cheaper metals. They finally chose a coin with a zinc core and a very thin coating of copper. This way, the penny still looked the same, but cost much less. Why 1982 is special? The year 1982 is important because the U.S. Mint switched metals mid-year, meaning both copper and zinc versions of the penny were made that year, at the same time. What makes the 1982 D cent unique? What does the D mean? The D mint mark means the coin was made at the Denver Mint in Colorado. Multiple varieties. In 1982, there were 2 metals, copper and copper-plated zinc, 2 date styles, small date and large date. So, there are 4 possible types just from Denver alone. Hard to identify. You can't always tell copper from zinc just by looking. Most collectors weigh the coin. Copper coins equals 3.11 grams. Zinc coins equals 2.5 grams. Advanced facts and collector tricks. Variety details. Large date. The numbers in the year look wide and bold. Small date. The numbers are tighter and more compact, especially the 2. Why it's fun for collectors. It's like a treasure hunt. Collectors love finding. All 4 Denver types, copper/zinc times small/large date. Especially the 1982 D small date copper, which is extremely rare. Only a few are known. Technical details. Plating thickness. The copper layer on a zinc coin is very thin, just 8 microns, thinner than a human hair. If it scratches. A copper crisis and a need for change. The tale of the 1982 D. Lincoln Memorial cent begins not just in the Denver Mint where it was struck, but in the global commodities market. By the late 1970s, inflation and rising demand for industrial metals pushed the price of copper to new heights. For decades, the humble Lincoln cent had been struck from a primarily copper alloy, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. But by 1981, the intrinsic value of a single cent's metal content was nearing or exceeding its face value. For the U.S. Mint, this was both an economic and logistical crisis. As more people realized they could hoard, or worse, melt pennies for profit, the Mint faced a harsh reality. Continuing with copper-based coinage was unsustainable. Thus began the quiet but momentous journey toward a compositional transformation. Few realized at the time how profound and collectible the ripple effects would be for years to come. The search for a solution, trials, and transition. The transition wasn't decided overnight. The U.S. Mint engaged in rigorous testing, experimenting with alternatives that included aluminum, steel, and various composite materials. Each alternative had drawbacks. Steel corroded, aluminum caused vending machine chaos, and certain alloys lacked durability or visual appeal. The chosen solution was elegant and cost-effective. A coin made of 97.5% zinc with a thin outer layer of pure copper electroplated over the surface. This new structure maintained the appearance of traditional copper coins, but reduced manufacturing costs significantly. Still, implementation couldn't occur instantly. Instead, 1982 became a rare transitional year, a time when both copper and copper-plated zinc cents were struck simultaneously across U.S. mint facilities. If you have any questions about this coin, you can ask them in the comments. And to encourage us, please subscribe to this channel and like the video. 1982, a year of dualities and discovery. No other year in the Lincoln Cent series holds as much complexity as 1982. There were not just two compositions, but also two distinct styles of date font, large date and small date. These subtle visual differences, combined with differing metal compositions and mint marks, created a total of 7 known business strike varieties. 1. 1982 large date copper. 2. 1982 small date copper. 3. 1982 large date zinc. 4. 1982 small date zinc. 5. 1982 des large date copper. 6. 1982 des large date zinc. 7. 1982 D small date copper, a rare variety not discovered until 1983. Most notable is the final item on this list, the 1982 D small date copper cent, considered a modern rarity. It is believed to be the result of an early mis-feed or mis-assignment of dyes before the Denver Mint had fully transitioned to zinc planchets. Fewer than 24 authenticated examples exist, making it a white whale for Lincoln Cent collectors. Inside the Denver Mint, the D that defined a variety. The Denver Mint, known for producing coins with high output and consistent quality, played a pivotal role in this coin's legacy. With hundreds of millions of 1982 D cents minted, it might seem like a run-of-the-mill year. However, that couldn't be further from the truth, because the Denver Mint struck coins using both copper and zinc planchets, and both large and small date designs. Every 1982 D cent must be weighed and examined carefully to determine its true nature. A copper cent weighs about 3.11 grams, while the zinc version is around 2.5 grams. This weight difference is crucial because visually, the coins appear nearly identical, especially to the untrained eye. Why collectors care, the challenge, and the hunt. The 1982 D cent isn't rare in general, but the challenge comes in distinguishing and cataloging the exact variety. For collectors, it's a perfect storm of accessible price point, hidden complexity, modern-era mystery, high educational value. What excites numismatists most is the need for hands-on detection. A coin scale and magnification are often required tools. And once a collector discovers a 1982 D small date in copper, the next logical question arises. Is it one of the rare ones? This fuels ongoing treasure hunts, roll searching, and estate sale discoveries, turning a common-looking coin into a potential hidden gem. 20 deep and expanded facts about the 1982 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent. Here are 20 fully expanded, collector-focused facts that explore the coin's technical, historical, and cultural importance. 1. Dual metal compositions. The 1982 D cent is one of the only U.S. coins to have been minted with both copper and copper-plated zinc compositions in the same year and at the same mint, leading to confusion and excitement among collectors. 2. Weight is the key. The only reliable way to tell a copper 1982 D from a zinc 1982 D is by weight. Copper cents weigh 3.11 g. Zinc cents are 2.5 g. A sensitive digital scale is essential. 3. Large versus small date subtleties. The large date features thicker numerals with a more prominent 2 and a higher 8. The small date has thinner, more delicate numbers with the 8 sitting lower in relation to the 2. 4. Mint mark importance. The D mark under the date indicates production at the Denver Mint, differentiating it from the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and San Francisco, S for proof, mints. 5. The rarity of the 1982 D small date copper. Only a few dozen verified examples of this variety exist. It is a holy grail among modern Lincoln cents. 6. Mint sets provide no help. The U.S. Mint did not include these coins in a way that distinguished varieties in official sets, making it impossible to collect them all from one mint-issued source. 7. Billions minted but few known. Over 6 billion Lincoln cents were minted in 1982, but only a fraction are of the rare, desirable varieties. 8. Zinc reactivity. Zinc is more chemically reactive than copper. If the copper plating is breached, zinc corrosion sets in, leading to pitting and damage. These are less durable coins over time. 9. Economic origins. The coin's redesign was economically motivated, not artistic. This highlights the intersection of currency with national financial policy. 10. Drop sound difference. Copper coins emit a clear, bell-like ring when dropped. Zinc cents sound dull and flat. This audio clue is often used by experienced collectors. 11. Coin roll hunting gold mina. 1982 cents are abundant in old rolls. Many rare varieties have been discovered by people searching through bank-wrapped or inherited rolls. 12. No official announcement. The U.S. Mint never issued a press release detailing the exact changeover timing or acknowledging the 1982 D small date copper, contributing to the coin's mystique. 13. Educational staple. Numismatists and teachers use the 1982 D cent as a primary tool for teaching coin composition, die variety, and U.S. Mint history. 14. No proof counterparts from Denver. All proofs in 1982 were struck at the San Francisco Mint. The Denver Mint focused solely on circulation strike coinage. 15. Design continuity. The obverse design by Victor David Brenner had remained unchanged since 1909, further emphasizing how subtle compositional changes can affect even long-standing coinage. 16. Reverse design's historical roots. Frank Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design debuted in 1959 and appeared on these 1982 coins, adding a touch of Cold War-era symbolism to this transitional cent. 17. 1982 set the stage for future change. The 1982 compositional shift foreshadowed similar metal changes in other U.S. denominations, like the nickel, dime, and dollar coins, in later decades. 18. Coin show favorite. This coin and its varieties are often displayed at coin shows to engage newcomers with the mystery of how many 1982 cents do you really need to complete the set. 19. Still in your pocket. It's very possible to find 1982 D cents in modern circulation, especially the zinc varieties. But copper ones, particularly rare types, are often pulled and hoarded. 20. A symbol of hidden value. To the untrained eye, the 1982 D cent is just another worn penny. But with the right tools and knowledge, it might be a miniature treasure chest of history, economics, and discovery. Minting and production details expanded. 1. Denver's record-breaking production in 1982, the Denver Mint produced over 6 billion Lincoln cents, making it one of the most ambitious minting projects in modern U.S. coinage. This output was not just routine. It represented the logistical strain of a mint caught between two metal standards. 2. Transitional tooling issues switching from copper to zinc mid-year wasn't as simple as swapping blanks. The dies had to be adjusted for different strike hardnesses. This led to inconsistent impressions and gave rise to weak strikes and mushy details, especially in the hairlines and rim. 3. Unintentional mix-ups. Some leftover copper planchets were mistakenly used after zinc blanks had taken over. These transitional errors gave birth to one of the most elusive varieties, the 1982 D small date copper cent, a unicorn in modern collecting. 4. No mid-year die redesign while the metal composition changed. The mint made no visual updates to the dies. The artistic continuity masked the compositional transformation, making it even harder for collectors to notice anything different at first glance. 5. Two obverse hub types used the large and small date. Designs weren't a product of imagination. They resulted from the use of two different obverse hubs. These slight design deviations have since become the foundation of an entire subgenre of Lincoln cent variety collecting. 6. Distinct die fatigue signs. As the year wore on, the Denver Mint's high-volume output took its toll on the dies. Coins show classic signs of die fatigue. Orange peels surfaces, loss of sharpness in Lincoln's beard, and rim softness. 7. Struck on foreign planchets. A few 1982 D cents have been discovered struck on foreign planchets, possibly meant for Caribbean or Mexican coins. Further proof of chaotic production that year. These coins are highly prized for their extreme rarity. Varieties and error specifics. 8. 1982 deep double dies exist, though not as dramatic as the 1955 double die. Subtle double die obverse and reverses have been verified. Look for doubling in Liberty and the date, indicators that die alignment during production wasn't always precise. 9. Clash die varieties. Sometimes obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving mirrored impressions of elements like Lincoln's profile or the memorial pillars in unexpected places. These ghostly errors are prized. 10. Off-center strikes. Several 1982 D cents have surfaced with 5% to 30% off-center strikes, highlighting mechanical issues at the mint during a period of intense output. 11. Broad strike errors. Coins struck without the restraining collar can spread out like pancakes, lacking a defined rim. These broad-struck errors offer collectors a tangible glimpse into how coins are made and how things can go wrong. 12. Repunched mint marks, RPMs. Rare but real. Some 1982 D coins feature a D that was punched more than once into the die. Look closely under magnification. RPMs usually show a shadow or doubling effect around the mint mark. 13. Struck through debris errors. A cent can be struck through grease, string, or debris, leaving soft, blank patches or strange grooves. These errors are small time capsules of the chaos behind the mint's walls that year. 14. Obverse cut varieties. A cut forms when a piece of a die breaks off, leaving a raised blob on the coin. A few 1982 D cents have known obverse cuts, typically around the motto, "In God We Trust." 15. Misaligned dies. More common than usual. Some 1982 D cents show rotation between the obverse and reverse dies. These alignment errors are more frequent than usual, a testament to the intense pressure on production lines. Metallurgy and physical characteristics. 16. Zinc core vulnerability. Once exposed to air, zinc corrodes rapidly. A single nick can begin a chain reaction of oxidation, leading to zinc rot that eats the coin from within, leaving it hollow or blistered. 17. Plating bubbles. Poor bonding between copper and zinc occasionally results in gas bubbles forming under the plating. These coins often display blister-like bulges that mimic die chips, but are chemical, not mechanical, in nature. 18. Delamination incidents. A weak bond between the copper shell and the zinc core can lead to flakes of the plating detaching. This reveals the dull, gray metal beneath, startling to those used to seeing bright red pennies. 19. Acid and cleaning damage. Confusion. Harsh chemicals and improper cleaning can mimic legitimate errors. Many altered 1982 D cents circulate among inexperienced collectors believing they hold rarities. 20. Weight tolerances are narrow. Even tiny weight variations, down to 0.05 grams can be critical. A precise digital scale with 0.01 G accuracy is a must-have tool for anyone hunting copper cents among their zinc counterparts. Identification and detection. 21. Edge color as a clue. The edge of a worn 1982 D-penny is often the first giveaway. Copper coins maintain a consistent reddish-brown hue throughout, while zinc-plated ones frequently show a thin gray band, especially where the plating has rubbed off. Under magnification, the zinc core reveals itself like the underlayer of a painted sculpture. 22. Fingernail click test. Tap a copper and a zinc cent lightly on a table or with your fingernail. Copper emits a crisp, bell-like ring. Zinc responds with a flat, almost lifeless thud. Old-school collectors swear by this method when sorting rolls quickly. 23. Toning patterns differ by composition. Copper coins usually tone gradually and evenly to red-brown or chocolate-brown. Zinc-plated coins, however, often spot unevenly, developing odd greenish or blackish splotches due to chemical breakdown, especially in humid environments or acidic storage. 24. Magnetism is not a test. Despite popular myth, neither copper nor zinc is magnetic. If a 1982 D-penny sticks to a magnet, it's either altered or counterfeit. Beginners sometimes believe magnetism can help, but it's a red herring in the world of cents. 25. Zinc coins show corrosion first in pockets. Everyday carry and storage in coin jars often reveal the composition of a cent zinc coin's pit, bubble, and discolor far quicker than copper. If you find a shiny, well-preserved 1982 D-cent in the wild, chances are high it's copper or lucky. Historical context and numismatic legacy. 33. 1982 was an inflation year. The early Reagan era was marked by inflation, high interest rates, and rising commodity costs. Copper, once a humble metal, became too expensive to waste on cents. The 1982 D-penny is not just a coin. It's an artifact of monetary urgency. 34. Zinc lobby played a role. Industrial lobbying helped influence the mint's switch. Zinc mining companies and domestic suppliers positioned their product as patriotic and cost-effective. The coin wasn't just about money. It was shaped by business interests and government economics. 35. Congressional pushback was minimal. The switch to zinc didn't generate much debate in Congress. The penny's shrinking purchasing power rendered it politically insignificant. Few lawmakers saw a reason to argue about a coin that could barely buy a stick of gum. 36. Mint engineering challenge. Switching metals mid-production wasn't plug-and-play. The mint had to fine-tune machines designed for copper to now process a lighter, more fragile core. Fit mécaniste jamais. Striking pressure had to be recalibrated. It was like trying to run a factory during an earthquake. 37. Educational impact. The 1982 cent is now a teaching tool in numismatics. Coin clubs, school programs, and YouTube educators use it to explain metal transitions, planchet errors, and die diagnostics. It's a real-world classroom in miniature form. 38. Pop culture appearances. The 1982 penny has made quiet appearances on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and numismatic YouTube as a coin everyone overlooks. Its mystery, variety, and hidden value have made it a recurring star in modern-day treasure hunts. 39. Unusual discoveries still occur. Even today, collectors send in new 1982 D varieties to be authenticated. New double dies, struck-throughs, and RPMs continue to surface, proving that even after 40-plus years, the secrets of 1982 are not all revealed. Historical context and numismatic legacy. 33. 1982 was an inflation year. The early Reagan era was marked by inflation, high interest rates, and rising commodity costs. Copper, once a humble metal, became too expensive to waste on cents. The 1982 D penny is not just a coin. It's an artifact of monetary urgency. 34. Zinc lobby played a role. Industrial lobbying helped influence the mint's switch. Zinc mining companies and domestic suppliers positioned their product as patriotic and cost-effective. The coin wasn't just about money. It was shaped by business interests and government economics. 35. Congressional pushback was minimal. The switch to zinc didn't generate much debate in Congress. The penny's shrinking purchasing power rendered it politically insignificant. Few lawmakers saw a reason to argue about a coin that could barely buy a stick of gum. 36. Mint engineering challenge. Switching metals mid-production wasn't plug-and-play. The mint had to fine-tune machines designed for copper to now process a lighter, more fragile core. Fit mécaniste jamais. Striking pressure had to be recalibrated. It was like trying to run a factory during an earthquake. 37. Educational impact. The 1982 cent is now a teaching tool in numismatics. Coin clubs, school programs, and YouTube educators use it to explain metal transitions, planchet errors, and die diagnostics. It's a real-world classroom in miniature form. 38. Pop culture appearances. The 1982 penny has made quiet appearances on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and numismatic YouTube as a coin everyone overlooks. Its mystery, variety, and hidden value have made it a recurring star in modern-day treasure hunts. 39. Unusual discoveries still occur. Even today, collectors send in new 1982 D varieties to be authenticated. New double dies, struck-throughs, and RPMs continue to surface, proving that even after 40-plus years, the secrets of 1982 are not all revealed. 40. The year that split the cent. 1982 remains the only year in U.S. coinage history where one denomination, the Lincoln cent, was produced in 7 distinct varieties. No other year divides the humble penny so profoundly by metal, style, and rarity. It truly is the year the cent fractured. And so, in the flicker of a minting press and the hum of economic change, the 1982 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent emerged. Not just a spare change, but as a coin that would forever split history in two. It was a year of quiet revolution inside the U.S. Mint. A transition driven by rising copper prices, political ease, and industrial pressure. Engineers scrambled to recalibrate machines midstream. Planchets shifted from rich copper to fragile zinc. But amidst the chaos, mistakes happened, and those mistakes became treasures. From the rare small-date copper, the ghost unicorn of modern coin collecting, to struck-through debris, repunched mint marks, and off-metal oddities, the 1982 D is a masterclass in unintentional complexity. Collectors know this isn't just a penny. It's 7 varieties, 2 metal types, countless error paths, and over 6 billion stories waiting to be found in jars, rolls, and flea market trays. Its edge may be worn, its value may be 1 cent, but its legacy is priceless. So, whether you're hunting rolls, weighing coins with a digital scale, or just now realizing what's hiding in your change jar, keep your eyes open. The next great discovery might be in your hand right now. Because in 1982, the mint didn't just strike coins, it struck history. Magnifying glass tilted left, thanks for watching. Back-end index pointing right if you found this deep dive valuable. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a hidden story from America's pocket change. Speech balloon, drop a comment below if you have a 1982, D, or want help identifying your variety? Let's uncover the mysteries together. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep the past alive.